Hello Twin Flames, and welcome to this week's Twin Flame card reading. So let's start with the Divine Feminines. And the first card we have this week is the Karma card. So it says here, paying off karmic debts owed from past lives and the present. And karma can be a little bit confusing, but what it really means is just choices that were made where you didn't choose love. So karma is like a sort of energy that is a fearful energy, any energy where a decision was made to not follow your heart or not go in the direction that you were being called to, or not do that loving thing, and instead maybe there was an action taken from fear. So of course karmic debt is really just an energy of fear that needs to be released, and we pay that back, we pay it off by putting love into that space. So that's how you do it, and you can work with a coach, you can work with me, and I will happily show you how to release those old choices, that old energy that's stuck there. So that's what you're focused on at the moment, which is really just another word for healing the past. And that's wonderful, because when you are debt free, you are literally debt free in emotion and in finances too. They're one and the same. So that's a great energy. Let's have a look at the next card for the Divine Feminine. And this week we have this beautiful Rise card. And we can see that the space that the feminine is moving out of is a really dark space. It's full of fire and blackness, and we've got these kind of birds coming out, and it looks like it's been an ordeal, doesn't it? It looks like it's been a tricky time, challenging time. But as we see here, there is a light present, there is a warmth, a glow, even a passion, and a sort of surrendered appearance to her body, the way her head is pointing up and back like that. It's a very open gesture. And so Rise is really talking about the energy. So fearful thoughts have a really dense, low energy. And when we rise, we're letting go of that. And that's all that blackness and darkness. And really the karma energy that first card talks about. So feminines, you are rising up and out of that. And you do that with each choice of love that you take. So each mirror exercise that you do lifts you a little further. Because fear, it's very entrenched in society. It's very entrenched in our programming. So we have to really know how to get out of it in order to feel the way the woman in this picture is feeling. So get support if you need it. You do not have to do this alone. And let's have a look at the third card for the Divine Feminines this week. And that's so appropriate, isn't it? After we've seen all of that heavy, fearful decisions, energy, we've now got, well, we're in spring, depending upon where you are, of course, in the world. But there is a new growth energy at this time of the year. And that's what happens within when we plant a seed of love and then nurture it, like these hands surrounding and loving this plant here. And that's what you need to do with your heart, is just nurture it. No matter what you've been through, recognize that only love is real. Everything else is a program, it's a pattern, it's a belief system. And you can actually very easily let it go. So nurture yourself. What can you do as you are rising up and healing and releasing past fearful choices? What do you need to do this week to nurture yourself? Go ahead and give yourself permission to do that. So now let's check Divine Masculine energies. And here we have, first card for the masculine is a travel card. So this could mean literal travel. Perhaps you're going away, perhaps you're just moving around with your work for fun, visiting new places. It's an energy of movement. And so, perhaps there is just new, fresh things going on, or visiting people, or just lots and lots of movement this week. And let's see what the other cards say. Maybe this will become clearer. So the next card we have is the ghosting card. We've got out of sight, out of mind, unable to express feelings in a healthy manner, blocking phone numbers and social media. So this card here, the travel card, could even mean that you're moving away from yourself. You're wanting to get away from yourself, because obviously your twin flame is you. And if there is part of you that's feeling upset, then sometimes we want to travel far, far away from that very painful place in consciousness. But of course, the secret of your union is to face those fears down. And you do that best when you know how, when you understand what you're facing down and how to realign there. And then you can move through easily. So take my word for it, I've done many years of healing on my own. It's been very difficult. I don't recommend that. I recommend having a community around you and a healing system teaching that can actually show you the way. And I found Jeff and Shilia's work, and that does it for me. You know, that's the most appropriate teaching to heal these twin flame blocks, because it's tried and tested. They've done it. It works. And it not only works for them, but for other people too. And that means it works for you. And so this ghosting card is really about just trying to get away from something uncomfortable. But when you face it, it's no longer uncomfortable. Right? All discomfort comes from the belief in fear or something other than love. And of course, only love is real. So have faith and work with a coach, work with me. I would love to work with you. I would love to help you here. And when you can be with you, then of course your twin flame can be with you too. So your twin flame will stay at a distance if you distance yourself from that inner part of you. That's how it works. Simple as that. So let's look at the next card for Divine Masculines. And it's neglect wounds. And of course, that does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? When we've looked at the previous cards, there is a wound here. And we see this shouting, perhaps parent, adult, and we see this child curled up, trying to get away from this shouting adult. And the words that come up with this neglect wound card is struggle to let things go, low self-worth, angers easily, struggles to say no, repressed emotions. And what I'm picking up here is repressed emotions. Those are the things we want to ghost within ourselves. That tiny child there who just wants to be loved. So Divine Masculines, that's what you're working on this week. Have faith. Keep loving that place within where you feel scared, where you feel hurt. And that's the way to your union. Let it be easy though. No need to get stuck in difficulty and struggle. Find the help that you need. That's the key. Don't be like me and spend years on your own, hoping that you can find a way. Use the teachings that are here now, because you have that available to you. They didn't exist back then when I was looking, but they do now. So love yourself by giving yourself what you need, including support. And so let's take a look at the union energy now. So this week we have the Surrender to Creativity card. We've got this beautiful yellow, light, yellowy orange colours, which of course goes with the sacral chakra, which is where creative energy comes from. And it says here, let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. And of course, creativity is the divine. It is divine love. It is a feeling of peace and connection to creation itself. And when you do that, of course, you naturally align to the solution. So we don't create solutions. Solutions are already created. There is a path to walk. And all we have to do is just line up with that pathway. And sometimes when we're upset, it means really that we're just off the path somewhere. We need to find our way back by loving ourselves. So I think she's holding a mirror up there. So maybe just looking at what your twin flame is reflecting to you and just healing that block that you notice there, which is what they're showing you you're doing to yourself. So love yourself is always the answer. Whatever you're experiencing, just love yourself, take care of yourself, and you will feel a lot better. And the situation will change. So next card is the playfulness card. So that feels nice and light and appropriate after this, quite challenging week. And we've got Recapture Romance, by allowing your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And of course, when we love ourselves and connect to creativity, we feel playful. We don't feel playful if we're in the middle of healing an upset or a block or experiencing a trigger, but we do once we've healed it. And healing really just takes a very short time. It's not difficult, it's not slow. Contrary to popular belief, it can be very fast indeed. And then the last card this week, well, that's really appropriate too, isn't it? The release card. Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. And of course, that's cutting away all of the old heavy wounds and energies and rising up as you release. Notice there are birds there, and there are birds here too. But here we've got bright, clear skies. So release all the heavy things this week and take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.